I'm John and welcome back to my Lair of Action Figures. So today is going to be another special event because Hot Toys really wants your money and is going to milk this franchise to death, even worse than any other one that I've seen right now. And this is going to be a pretty horrendous month of spending for the Star Wars fans. So let's call this May the 4th be with you 3.0. Now let's jump into it. So of course I wanted to start by the AT-AT driver because the Imperial Remnant version of him was teased around the 22nd or 23rd of April, just before, of course, going into the month of May. So this guy was out there and was teased and didn't show up until today. So, of course, we have a lot of pictures to go by. So, of course, we have the AT-AT driver with the snowtroopers, and I am not very convinced that this is movie accurate, due to the fact that this looks to be part of the 25 first minutes of the movie, from what I've understood by the film critics and the people that I follow and I like to listen to their opinions about movies. And of course this is on all political spectrum, even if I don't do politics. I wanted to hear what both sides had to say about the movie, and I have the impression that Hot Toys did not go with the best movie, but afterwards it has been 7 years since we got a Star Wars movie released in theaters, and from what I understand, the only good thing, if you have an IMAX, go and see it there, because that's the way it was designed to. It's that comes from everybody said it's pretty mind-blowing to see it in IMAX, but again, can understand why Hot Toys will want to do it, because they have a lot to promote. So, of course, we have the driver itself. As you can see, there's a lot of detail going around. Now, of course, for the people who wanted to do the Empire Strikes Back version, well, this is going to be a bit harder due to the fact that he does have a lot of weathering in the ones in, of course, what is it called? Empire Strikes Back do not have this kind of dirt on them. But if you missed the ones from Sideshow, you can go ahead and check out my review. I did it not a long time ago. Yeah, it could work, because basically when you're looking at the AT drivers and Empire Strikes Back, roughly this is how you see them. You don't see much more about them. So of course there's a little bit of a difference, because they don't have the belt and they have this kind of strap going around like a bit the pilots, like the Rebel pilots have. So of course, if you want to make it more accurate to the Empire Strikes Back, just remove the belt. As you can see, we have reused part of the blasters that came with K2SO, and of course the Imperial version of K2SO, and of course the Death Troopers. So again, quickly reused. Now the thing is, I guess this must be movie accurate, because otherwise why would it be there? So yeah, here we have another pose of him with this blaster. And of course, you can see him there teamed up with the blaster in the holster, and of course, the standard Imperial blaster over here. So I must say that I'm kind of a bit on the flop side about this one, and not really wanting to pick it up, because I haven't seen the movie. And for me, it's something that I want to see maybe on Disney Plus. I don't think I want to go to drive 2 hours there and back to watch the movie. I'm really not thinking that this is something that I want to see. And like I said, the critics do have a tendency of joining themselves in saying altogether, well, this is a long version or 2 episodes stick together of the Mandalorian TV show. So I don't know. I'm hesitating to pick it up. What are you going to do? Pick it up or not? So, continuing with Mandalorian and Grogu, we have the STAP. So it looks like there's, from the trailers, if you've seen some of the trailers, there's a lot of Easter eggs and a lot of reused parts from Clone Wars, or even toys made by Kenner back in the day, or Pally Toys. And of course we have the STAP. So of course the STAP is a vehicle that you see, of course, in the Clone Wars. You see it also in episode 1, the Phantom Menace. So of course it is pretty interesting. So this vehicle was already made. It was sold with Anakin Skywalker. I can't remember if they did one also for the with the droids, but no, in Hot Toys I believe they did. I don't remember. I know that I have purchased this one from Sideshow with the Sideshow battle droid, so I didn't pay much attention because I don't need like an army of these guys going around. So of course they give you the picture of the SNAP with, of course, the Mandalorian and Grogu flying around. So it's going to be, I guess, one of those kinds of Easter eggs. And yeah, I don't understand why for they went with that, because when you see what's coming afterwards, it's going to be a bit mind-blowing that they decided to go that way. So, of course, we got Rotta the Hutt. I'm going in order with the Mandalorian products, and then I will be bouncing on to the other one. So we have biffed up our steroid version of Jabba the Hutt. So already it's a bit interesting to see the articulations around here, and I have a few questions about why the hell did they go. I understand that some people are going to say, but why didn't go for upper part body with this kind of silicone that they use currently with some of the other figures? And that would have made a lot of sense to do it in that way, but there's many reasons behind it. I guess this part all in silicone would have been overkill, and it would have been, it's a way easier way to do it in plastic, because this does not seem to have much motion. So here is one on the side, and as you can see, the arms over here, the way they move, maybe with the silicone would have limited the movement, and then you would have had a problem with the head if you want to spin it a little bit around. So this is the reason, I guess, they went onto plastic. So that would be the reasoning behind. And of course you have the roll, how do you call it, separate eyeball rollings. Of course that makes sense that it would be there. So of course it makes it easier with the head is made out of plastic. So of course here we have him. We can see that he has a few little scars around him, because that's what happens when you're a gladiator. And of course you will notice the articulations remind me a bit the Hulk figure from Hot Toys also over here. And there's something that they decided to do, and again I can understand where they're coming from on that behalf, and going to have a look, and they talk about it over here. It's the interchangeable arms. So if you want, the arms are molded in a way, and you cannot move them at the biceps. If you want to bend the forearm up, you can't do it. Everything is molded. You can see that the hands are interchangeable, but the arms are not. Of course, we have some more movie accurate skin texture. Well, yeah, it's the minimum I can expect from Hot Toys. So yeah, but again, it's putting a lot of, how can we say, figures out for a movie that is not said it's going to work. And again, the audience for this movie seems to be more directed towards kids, and this is something that I don't think kids are going to be getting this for Christmas, except if you're very rich and you have an unlimited bank account. That could happen, but I'm not convinced that they might appreciate it more than a plastic figure from Hasbro. So yeah, I don't know. I'm, again, like I said, for me, as long as I haven't seen the movie and do I like it, do I not like it, I will see if I'll be picking it up. But I don't have an unlimited bank account, and there is a lot of stuff that I already want to get. And yeah, this is going to, I will have to start making some choices on what to get, because Hot Toys has really gone nuts this year with all the Star Wars stuff they released. I'm counting that if you want to pick up all the stuff they have done, you're going to be paying at least $10,000. So even if you go with the system of payment per month, the flex pay system, that's still a lot of money, and I am so happy not to have a shop anymore, because this would be a nightmare to go around and order the stuff, ticking all those deposits, and yeah, no, it's this is becoming really hard to do, and you can't ask the shops, the small shops, to stock up all the figures. and hopefully sell them later down when everybody else is, all the major players are sold out. So yeah, no. Again, it's a bit of a shame. So here is the picture of everything you get with the figure. And it looks like the pegs are directly in the arms, and there don't seem to be any removable ones. So that's would be interesting to see based on this picture over here, because you can see there's holes over there, and the pegs seem to be directly attached. So it's kind of big. I guess the pens would be less breakable than the small ones. So continuing with Mandalorian, we have some more life-size garbage from Hutt. So I'm saying garbage because I saw the blogger pictures from the first one that was released, and those things look like they came from a dollar shop. I mean, they are so cheap, they look really, really bad. And again, if I have a 1/1 scale, you have some kind of scarf. Why is it not made out of fabric? I mean, I can understand, or make it out of real leather. It's a 1/1 scale item. Go for the real stuff instead of making it look so bad. And of course, I guess this is the two ways that you can pose them, or this is two different figures. But again, I don't know. I just don't think they look good. This looks like I said, it looks cheap. You can see the articulations, the weathering on the figures themselves don't look good at all. And again, you have parts of stuff who could have been made out of fabric, make real leather. This is really, really not worth it at all. And a high detail costume, yeah, no, not really. It's made out of plastic, where on an action figure you're going to put this fake leather, real leather, and on this one where it's easier to work with real leather, you're going plastic, yeah. This one, I don't need to go into any details. I'm not going to be purchasing because I do not care about nor one nor the other one. And I guess somewhere down the line, Hot Toys is going to give us this in 1/6 scale and going to do the 4 figures put together in one set, I bet. And I guess that's going to be for May the 4th Be With Us 4.0. So here is everything that you get with Keeto and Anzellan Droidsmith, and I really do not care about the Babu Freaks. So let's jump onto some more Star Wars, but this time not having anything to do with the Mandalorian. And here we have the last clone commander, and this Commando, and this is Fixer. So this one has been in a while since we've been waiting for it. Some people were a bit scared that they might not finish the line. Again, I can understand that this is not the first time Hot Toys, and I know it's not going to be the last time they're not going to finish some of their lines. But on this one, again, there's a lot of bits and pieces who are reused from previous models, so it does make it a lot easier. And again, like I said, for Sev, there's some different parts, so I understand that they went for the ones who are basically the same ones and make them, because you can see there's a few little differences, like he has a communication device on his helmet, who's not the case for all the other clone commandos. So of course, here is the full squad of Delta. So this one is pre-ordered, this one is pre-ordered, this one is sadly on waitlist, fingers crossed that it's going to come true, and this one I'm already on RSVP and Sideshow, not to miss it out, and I got the other one, so I hope to get this one, and it should be going through. But again, this is where I'm telling you, there's a lot of figures coming out, and you can't buy everything, and you can't ask your local toy shops to stock everything. Of course, this one will not end up in your toy shops because it's, again, an exclusive, and the fact that it's going to be exclusive makes you really force you to pick it up immediately, because you don't want to pay it at a higher price of eBay later on. So, of course, we can see the backpack, can see the communication, so it's pretty neat. Also, something that I've noticed from the other promo pictures is the fact that he has a different blaster pistol also. That's kind of a nice little add on it. And of course, we're going through the different pictures of the figure, but you can see basically he's the basic of every clone commando. So something that is pretty astonishing, they decided to give interchangeable shoulder armor. I'm kind of curious to see how that works, because this does worry me a bit of sliding it with the elastic, could wear off over time. And I don't really see how else would it be. They could have clipped it with some plastic, but they didn't do it for the previous models. So yeah, it's a nice little touch. I guess it's to justify the price. And again, here is a full picture of everything you get. Again, the hands are basically the same ones you already get. The stand is already the same. So a lot of reused parts. But again, I'm a sucker and I go for this kind of army builder characters, even if they are unique to everyone. But again, if you have one clone commando from the Delta Squad, you want all of them. So, coming back to our STAP, so Hot Toys was like, hey, why not make one from episode 1 with a battle droid? So, this would make more sense. I understand it does have a bit of a different design, but I see how Hot Toys is going to milk it, because we got it with Anakin Skywalker, with this one in blue. And if you go and have a look, it's still up for sale on Sideshow's website. The Anakin Skywalker without the STAP sold out, but this one didn't. So it's a kind of a good message sending out there, saying, yeah, Hot Toys, maybe don't overdo these, because they have a tendency of not selling. Now, put in with the battle droid would make sense. And if you really think, even if they don't have the exact same details or marking, I would prefer to buy this one, take the battle droid, and just in case you're not into Clone Wars or battle droids, resell the battle droid on the secondary market. You will get a lot of money for it, and you're going to pay for your STAT pretty easily with that extra money you're going to make from it. So he comes with a pair of binoculars, who's a bit kind of surprising. Something I do like is the way that they permit the weapon to be attached behind. It looks like it's a transparent hook who goes into the backpack, and this is something that is pretty decent for the figure. Of course, you can see there's some pretty good weathering and some scratches on it. Same goes for the STAP over here. Here we have a bit of a display, and I'm wondering if they're going to put some magnet in here so the figure holds better. I think the one from Sideshow, could be mistaken. I didn't open it. It must be still somewhere in the warehouse or somewhere else in my lair, hiding in boxes. I think I had 2 of these, if I'm not mistaken. But I did order them a long time ago and never came to the point of opening them. So here's some more pictures. The interesting one, I don't remember if the Sideshow had the light ups on it, but this one does have it. And of course, the one previously does have it again. It's a quick use of all the bits and pieces that we have already seen. And this is something of interesting. Also, the fact of having these droids being super articulated, to be able to put them in this unworking position before they're turned on, is also something pretty neat and gives you really interesting details about it. I did a review of the battle droids from Sideshow, and I'm happy with them, and I like the fact that they cost about $100 and you got 2 for that price. I don't think that's going to be the case for Hot Toys. The only thing I remember, this didn't happen with Sideshow, who's a bit of a shame. So they wanted to give us 2 battle droids. I was like, but why are they doing it? And the fact that they're doing it like this is because you can see one has the backpack and one has the antenna. So again, I guess they're trying to say, sell it to you as, oh, buy us because you can army build. And like I said, this is something that is a bit of a shame. So are they going to release these again separately? Maybe, knowing Hot Toys, could be for May the 4th 4.0 with these guys, so that would be kind of very interesting to see. So of course you can see this is the STAP. I mixed up the pictures, and this is the one from Mandalorian and Grogu. It does have a lot more weathering on it. So of course, if you're going to buy the other one from Clone Wars and put it will not be movie accurate, but afterwards again it shows if you really want it. I think this one here is going to be like the swoop bike, and it's just going to sit on shelves and not going to go anywhere at all. So here is everything you get with it, and like I said, you're going to be really fine with everything you have to purchase. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to be picking this one up for now. I'm not really sure. I may do it because, well, I do like battle droids, and one extra to my army building will not hurt, but again, it might hurt my wallet. And now we're going to move on to the pièces de résistance, or pièces de résistance, and Hot Toys has given us Queen Amidala from episode 1. Now, I have my issues with this figure, and I think this figure is a huge letdown. Now, I know a lot of people were expecting this one and were hoping that Hot Toys would make it, but let's get into the many issues that I have with this figure. So, of course, the dress is nice, the hair looks pretty good, and all of that. And this is where I come on to my first one. So, of course, I'm going to be a bit nitpicking, but this doesn't go so high. It goes a little bit lower. But come on, Hot Toys. This was this perfect occasion to give us a artisan version of Queen Amidala. The hair is fixed. Having a real hair molded into this way, or have it put in this way that it sticks all like this, was the perfect occasion for you to do it, and now you decided to go molded, and this is something that I should find pretty ridiculous and really a bit of a shame that you didn't decide to go with it in that kind of way. So of course we can have a look at the dress also. It looks pretty nice, and of course we do have the little lights on the bottom. So yes, it is from what I understand, it's a USB plugged in. It's for the lights up over here. This is going to be something that's going to be very interesting to see how it ages. And over here we have the stand, this kind of new stand that they're getting out for Star Wars. Again, it's if you have a vitrine and you want to put up these figures and you want to use the stands, it would be nice to have something a bit of consistent and always going in the same way. If you want to make something a bit taller to go in, it's also a problem in the vitrines because you might have to start moving your shelves around. I can understand that you may want, if you want to put some behind, that they're a bit higher than the other ones would make sense, but try to keep a standard base plate for it. So the LED light up function powered by USB is something that's always a bit scary. You have a little bit less problems with problems of contact or like with the battery system, but again, this I'll be kind of curious to see how it ages. And of course, they're talking about high detailed and screen accurate embroiderment. Well, yeah, I do hope so for the price I'm paying. If I'm going to be paying around $300 for it, I do hope that you get it right. So, of course, I guess there might be some wiring over here to have it fit and fall in this way. Of course, there's going to be some possibility of the figure also may have some issues, because when I'm looking at all the fabric over here, this tissue or the material that they're using looks to be pretty thick, and this can be a bit of a problem. So of course, like every figure, you have separate rolling eyeballs, and this is where I'm saying that this is such a missed opportunity by Hot Toys for not doing the artisan version of Padme or Queen Amidala. And here you can really see it. This would have been look so much better with real hair, and maybe make this out of some metal or with a magnetic attach for it, and it would really look way better than this over here. So this is going to be my big question. Again, will I pick her up or not? I'm still hesitating about it. It's not an exclusive figure, so you don't need to rush to pick it up, but again, This is such a missed opportunity on my behalf, thinking that this could have been an artisan version. It was the perfect fit. The fact that everything has a certain flow and a certain rigidity in the way the hair is done would have made sense to go with an artisan version, because this would have been way easier to do, and you don't need to make everything. You would have to use the real hair over to cover up the plastic was underneath, and should have it going in this way would have made so much sense, and the fact of the way the hair goes down over it would have been such much better about it. Anyway, what do you think? Do you think this is a missed opportunity on the behalf of Hot Toys, not doing an artisan version, or are you happy with it? And were you part of the people who were wanting this figure? Let me know in the comment section, and let's start a conversation about our favorite hobbies. Also, are you going to go and see the Mandalorian movie? And are you a bit like me, thinking that maybe Hot Toys is putting way too many eggs in the Mandalorian Grogu movie and making out so many stuff for it? Let me know in the comment section. So that's going to be it for my thoughts about May the 4th 3.0. If you like this kind of videos, please leave a like, share, comment in the section. If you have any suggestions, let me know also in the comment section. If you're going to pre-order any of these figures, there's an affiliated link in the description, so it permits you to support the channel without putting any money towards it, and it helps me out get some extra reward points that go to future purchasers to be able to make some reviews. And like I said, I'm going to need some help, because there's a lot of stuff coming out and I have to sort out what I really want. Also, you can go and check out my Facebook page, Instagram page. I have uploaded some new pictures, and of course you can go and check it all out. The links are also in the description. And of course, like always, I wish you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!